Good morning. It's now just about 8 o'clock on the morning of Saturday the 3rd of October. I'm Andy and this is my allotment. Now, apologies for not posting any videos recently, but I've had all sorts of technical problems with cards, memory cards, cameras, receiving urgent phone calls right in the middle of filming and all these sorts of things that happen, and unfortunately it's been 2 months roughly since I did an update, and apologies for that. But I've got a new camera now, and this is the second time I've tried to use the camera. The first time the battery went out within about 30 seconds, but I have got a spare battery which I'm using now, so hopefully that'll be enough, and I'll give you a quick run round. Okay, this bottom end of the allotment, the flag iris, as you can see, is absolutely huge. I've decided I'm going to dig it out because it's doing no purpose there, it's just taking up space, and it's a bit of a nuisance, to be honest. It makes it like a jungle at the bottom, so I don't go down there because it overhangs the path. So I'm going to take that all out. I'm going to move my compost pile from the other side of the allotment to this corner here. Put a bed in the front bit here, and then the second bit there is going to be compost pile and manure and wood chip and whatever else I've got to store is going to be stored in that second bit there. So, moving on to this bed. The shallots have been harvested here. Lots of slugs, you can see by the trails. Now these onions are the ones I grew from seed, so I'm quite pleased with those because they were started very late, and there's lots of weeds in the bed. I know that, I need to get rid of it. But I'm quite pleased with this, and there's peas at the back still getting flowers on, so hopefully I'll get a crop from those. Square foot gardening bed, doing really well. Chard is going to seed now, I just need to trim that back a bit and I'll be fine. Lots and lots of beetroot in there, got about 6-7 loads of beetroot, and you can probably see at the back there one of our new livestock. We have got some chickens, and there's another one roaming over there. I'll show you the chickens in a little bit, but I've let them go this morning to have a wander around. They don't often get a chance to come out because I'm only down here on Saturdays nowadays, so most of the time they're going to have to defend for themselves. The only problem is they're going to start taking on my lettuce, I think, from here, but at the moment it's one of those things. Right, tomatillos, doing really well, and I thought these wouldn't have a chance with the weather, but there's lots of lanterns on there. You can see that one on there, but there's lots of lanterns, and hopefully they'll be doing really well. We shall see. Now on this end we've got beans, lots and lots of beans. As you can see, there's plenty of them on here. They seem to be dying back at the moment a little bit now, but still plenty on there. Lots there, loads of them. And I've also got squashes on here, which are the climbing courgettes. Now, as you can see, there's quite a few of them coming through this side. A couple of rotting off as they grow, but there's one big one around this side, which I'll show you. And there it is. As it comes through, underneath it goes a bit narrow, but it's still a decent squash. The broad beans from the back have been harvested. That also needs clearing out, but because it's near this flag iris, I just don't come down here, and near the jungle at the bottom, so this is getting to be a bit of a waste ground, so I need to do something about this over the winter. Fruit bushes into overwintering mode now, really doing well. Coming out of coming into the winter rather, I'm going to be moving a lot of these because there's just too many here and they're in the wrong place. I want this bed back for growing veg, and these are going to go around the back of the allotment, hopefully. This bed had the sweet corn. We harvested absolutely loads of sweet corn, probably about 30 pieces of it, so it's done really well. This bed, more beans and celeriac. Now, celeriac is doing really well at the front, as you can see there, so I'm hopefully going to get something from there. And somehow I've got a chicken inside a net. So now she's got in there, but never mind. Fennel, planted far too late, I think. It's going to seed, but I'm going to harvest a lot of this stuff and dry it off and use it as fennel herb, so it shouldn't be a problem. Right, just got to get this one out because she's having a go at my brassicas. Come on, out! Psst. Yeah, they love cabbages. So anything cabbagey she'll have. So put my lid back on. Put it down a bit so she can't get in. Right, sorry about that. Right, pumpkins and squashes and courgettes in this bed. The courgette here has gone wild. I'm still getting loads on. Oh god, because there's a decent sized one at the bottom there. That will be harvested later today. Now this is the bed I've put the chickens into to try and get them to clear it a bit. As you can see, we have got a decent sized pumpkin on that side, and one on this side is even bigger. And behind it is the yellow courgettes, which have had absolutely nothing off this year. That's about as big as they ever get. So if anybody else is growing yellow courgettes had the same problem, let me know. But all of our allotments have had the same sorts of problems. We've not really been able to get a decent yellow courgette anywhere. Right. Tomatoes, cucumbers. As you can see, outdoor cucumber, there's a decent one there. A couple more in the bed itself. Tomatoes, the problem I'm having is because they're being low to the ground, they're getting holes in. I don't know if you can see that, but there's one at the back there that's got a huge hole in it, because they're getting slug damaged because they're low to the ground. Every single right one I've had has been damaged. I mean, there's one there turning, but again, hole in the top. Don't know what I'm going to do about that. I've tried slug pellets, I've tried all sorts down here, and it's not really worked. Spaghetti squash really did nothing for a long time in here. Now it's started to go. I've got little squashes coming on, but it's October, it's far too late. I want to leave them, see how they do, but we'll wait and see. Leeks, doing rather well. A bit of weeding needed in between them. There are a few bits and pieces coming up I need to get to. And down here, this is my son's bed. It was his old bed frame, and we brought it down here and filled it with compost. And he's growing leeks, lettuce, pak choy, more lettuce, peas, carrots, all sorts in there, just to get him to grow something so that he can actually come back and say, I've grown that. As you can possibly hear, we have some more chickens there. We've got 3 breeds in there. The white one is a Sussex. I'm going around the show here a bit better. The one coming to us now is a Warren, and the one at the back with a beautiful plumage on it is a Welsummer. These are laying probably 1 to 2 eggs a day at the moment, because it's getting towards winter and they're not doing so well, because as the light goes down they have less in the way of light to make the eggs with. The 3 you've seen wandering, they've come from in here. Originally we were going to get just the three rescues we were going to have, but then somebody in the allotment said they were getting rid of chickens they had at home and they had 3, did I want them? And we said yes, so we've ended up with this lot as well. This is a temporary run, just enough to keep them secure while we can build another one over the winter time. Potatoes, still got a few in here. Some second earlies have died off there. They need to be brought out probably today, and the rest of these are main crop. I've got some more main crop in the greenhouse. I'll just go into the greenhouse now. There's not a lot happening in there now. It's mostly stuff just waiting to be sorted out. And we have an escapee chicken up here. Right, okay, I'll go and get to it in a minute. But in here, as you can see, there's still quite a bit going on, but you know, I've got green tomatoes still there, and these are cherry tomatoes. Got 2 more cucumbers, loads of chilies at the back, they're doing really well. A green pepper there that's turning yellow, so hopefully that'll turn and I can have it. Some more lettuce crops there, and some old tomatoes which I need to get rid of. And then around the edges here we have got tomatoes. Now, as you can see, I've got 2 red tomatoes down there. I got all my labels mixed up. I thought this was a green zebra. It's got red tomatoes. I thought this was Moneymaker. It's going black, so I think that's black cherry. And then there's another one over here, which I thought was Aroma. Looks like a Marmon to me. So whether or not anything will come of these, I don't know. They're heavily infested with whitefly, which is why they're all dying back. It's also getting very cold now. But when the temperatures drop below 10 degrees through the day, everything stops ripening. Now we're getting 20 degrees at the moment, so we'll keep it going for a little bit longer, I will see. But yeah, well, I've also got my Christmas potatoes which are chitting away under there, and I've got some here which I think I should probably have taken out a little bit earlier, but I'll still put them out. Those are pink fir apple, they'll do. I'll stick them in today and put them in buckets and we'll see how we do. Right, I appear to have lost this chicken. I should have to go and find it. So, leave you for now. Thanks for watching. I'll come back with another update a little bit sooner than last time. Thanks. Bye bye.